All right, so this is part three. If you haven't watched part one or part two, watch those so that it all makes sense to you. And just so you know, I'm 24 years old. I quit smoking weed July 2007, so I haven't smoked weed in like 4 years and a month. And I also quit drinking and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore either. I'm 100% sober right now. I even quit cussing. So I'm really, really, really sober. And I actually know what it's like to be a pothead, a true pothead, and what it's like to be sober. And you might not know anyone like that. You might not know anyone that's been a pothead and then quit, especially someone my age. So I can tell you like some really accurate advice and some really like some advice that's good for you, especially if you're anywhere near my age, like if you're a teenager or if you're like in your young adulthood. Because you might meet someone, but they might be like way older than you, and when they were doing it, it was like much different because like they were smoking different kind of weed and stuff, so it was much different, you know. I'm telling you, like I was smoking dank, and I started off smoking the dirty crap, and then I started smoking chronic, just regular chronic, and I was smoking the bombest freaking OG Kush and all this, the bombest, bombest stuff that I could find, you know, medical grade weed. Anyway, um, so here it goes. I want to give you my advice now. So, when I first wanted to quit, I would talk about it all the time. I would smoke weed and I would be talking about it all the time. Be like, it was always on my mind. Like, dude, I want to quit so bad. I would be telling this to people who loved weed and never wanted to quit ever. Like, so we'd be sitting in the car together smoking weed, and that's what's always on my mind. So anyway, I was saying it like that one time, and my friend's mom overheard me, and she was like, seriously, honestly, you want to quit? You know, you've been wanting to quit for a long time now. Just do it. She was like, either you quit now or you're never going to quit. She's like, either you smoke or you don't smoke. You know, either you smoke or you don't smoke. There's no halfway about it. Don't be half ass about it. Don't do a whack job on it. Don't do a Mickey Mouse job. Give it your full commitment. Try your hardest. Be a man. You know, do an excellent job at this. Um, don't do a piece of crap job on this. You know, you can't. It's either you do it or you don't. You know what I mean? Either you smoke or you don't. Either smoke weed and be happy with it, or no, I shouldn't say that. Either quit now or you ain't never gonna quit. Either you quit right now or you will never quit. And I just rattled around in my mind. It was like the best advice I had gotten so far. You know, just I kept thinking like, dang, she was so right. Either I quit now or I'm never gonna quit. You know, I'm always thinking I gotta quit on a Monday. Like, I probably got that advice like like on a Wednesday or something. Like, why I can quit right now? You know. Anyway, um, so I'm gonna give you some specific advice, and then after that, I guess I'll give you motivation. Anyone who like needs motivation, like anyone who's like confused and still trying to think, should I quit? Should I not quit? Because the specific advice is better. All right, I mean it's quicker. So specific advice. First, you have to really, really want to quit, and first you have to admit you have to see the problem is the reason why no one quits anything, the reason why no one quits alcohol or drugs or speed, tweak, heroin, whatever it is, even a air cleaner, whatever it is that you're doing, it's because I think the majority of the population of this world just does not want, no matter how you were raised, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, whatever, does not want to admit that they're wrong or when they're wrong. People just have such a hard time admitting that they could even be wrong. People have a hard time admitting that they've made mistakes, etc. Um, like I knew this girl, man. She even told me I never make mistakes ever. Like one time I made a wrong turn. She's all yelling at me. I'm like, hey, chill out. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. She's like, no, I don't. I never make mistakes. Blah, blah, blah. So people really think like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was in the mall once with my friend, and he accidentally bumped someone's shoulder. Like he bumped their shoulder by mistake, and they turned around and stared at each other for a second, you know. And it was my friend's fault. He should have said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my fault," or "Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. You know, I didn't see you walking there." Da, da, da. But no, my friend never makes any mistakes, and he was all proud of what he did. He was just like, "What? What are you gonna do? Like, da, 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 da. You shouldn't have been walking right there." And then we almost got into a fist fight. We were like seriously gonna, we were walking out of the mall to get into a fist fight, and the mall is so big, we're walking for so long that we just lost motivation to fight. Seriously, that's a true story. Um, anyway, so people don't ever want to admit they're wrong. People don't ever want to. So people will never admit that they're a pothead. People will never admit that they have a problem. People will never admit that they can't stop smoking. People want to say that they can quit smoking when they want to. You got to stop saying that. You got to quit being like that. You got to admit, hey, I smoke weed and I want to quit. I smoke weed and it's wrong and I really don't like it and I want it to stop. You know, you got to be willing to admit that you've made mistakes. Like, I have a friend who I'll just call him Rick. He's been smoking weed every day for 10 years straight. I got him smoking weed, and to my best knowledge, I don't think he skipped one day in his entire life. I mean, he even went to camp once, and I think he somehow found a way to smoke there when he was like, a still teenager. So he's 25 now, and he started smoking when he was 15. It's been 10 years. He like never made a mistake ever in his life, according to him. He's just like, I am totally proud of every decision I've ever made. Blah, 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 blah. Like he doesn't regret anything. Like he's just, and then I'm not saying that you should dwell on mistakes that you've made, but you should like honor them. You should be like, yeah, I regret that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. Like there's some stuff I said and done and before, and I regret it. You know what I mean? I make mistakes every day, and if I could take them back, why wouldn't I? Of course I would. Yeah, you learn from certain mistakes, but I've made the same exact mistake every single day for years straight. I would take back all of those except for one, because I would have learned from that one or whatever, But, if I said something that hurt someone, why would I be proud of that? And like he's proud of that, you know what I mean? So he's like, no, 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 I'm not sorry, you know what I mean? Like I never make mistakes. Like I'm proud of everything I've ever said and done. So you gotta like start admitting. You gotta get that muscle. You gotta exercise that muscle. You gotta be able to say, you know what? I'm wrong when I'm wrong. You got to admit when you're wrong. You got to admit that you are wrong. That you got to admit that, hey, I'm wrong for smoking weed. And I got a problem and I want to stop. See, now, if you don't have a problem, then there's nothing to fix. You know what I mean? So you got to admit that there's something wrong so you can fix it. You know what I mean? So you can work on it. So it's like, if nothing's broken, then how are you going to fix it? You know what I'm trying to say? So, like, my friends don't have a problem. That's why they still smoke weed and drink, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's all natural. It grows from the earth, bro. All right. So, anyway, you gotta start admitting that you're wrong, okay? You gotta start admitting when you're wrong, that you make mistakes. So, like, for instance, biggest mistake I ever made, one of the biggest ones, was deciding to smoke weed. You know what I mean? Deciding to smoke weed was a huge mistake that I made. And I regret it, and I wish I could take it back. You know what I mean? If I could go back in time, I would. Honestly. And most people never say that. Most people don't have the guts to admit that. But I do. And I'll admit to you, big mistake. I regret almost everything I did when I was 17 years old because I didn't do anything good when I was 17. I was a bad kid. I was a bad person. Did a lot of bad things. Said a lot of mean, hurtful things. Hurt a lot of people's feelings. Got into a lot of fist fights. Got beat up a whole bunch of times. Like, I regret a lot of the things that I did when I was 17 years old. Getting blackout drunk like that. I woke up in jail the week I turned 18. I woke up in jail, dude. I literally, and I didn't know how I got there. You don't think I have any regrets? Yeah, I got regrets. The kid that I woke up in jail with doesn't though. He's happy about every decision he's ever made. I'm like, so you don't regret doing whatever it is we did that landed us in jail that one night? Nah, man. So I mean, like, hey, dude, that was dumb. I wish that didn't happen. I freaking am wrong. I did something wrong. The police are right. I am wrong. Drugs are bad. I'm bad. Like drugs are bad and I'm wrong. Cops are right. Laws are mostly right and good. You know what I mean? I'm freaking wrong. You know what I mean? Criminals hate cops. So anyone who's ever like talking bad about cops are usually like criminal-minded criminals. They sell drugs. They do drugs. They do something wrong. And that's why they don't like cops. If you had nothing to worry about, you wouldn't even care. I don't know, cops. Yeah, they're fine. I don't know. Because like before, when I would be sitting in a car, I'd be like, oh crap, cops, 5-0. Hey, everyone, we'll be all alert. Like, dude, everyone's talking to each other in the car. They'll look at each other. But now I see a cop and I freaking go flying past him. I don't care. Before I'd be all, make sure you don't pass him. Be all scared to pass by him because you might call attention to yourself and he might pull you over and he got all this stuff on you. I don't even think about it anymore. I'm like, I don't even notice the cops sometimes. I'm getting distracted. So you gotta admit when you're wrong. So you have to admit that smoking weed is wrong and it's a problem in your life and that you want to quit, okay? In every way possible. You just gotta be like, yeah, say it out loud with your own mouth. Be like, you know what? I'm wrong. And I've been wrong for the last few years. I thought that smoking weed was the key. I thought that smoking weed was like tight and it was right and all this stuff. Whatever it may have been, I know I'm wrong now, and I know I want to quit. I really want to quit, and it is a problem. I want to quit. Okay, cool. I got that out of the way. So, just get it out of the way. And so now that you, after you admit that you're wrong and that it is wrong and that you've been doing things the wrong way, now you're able to want to quit because there's something to quit now. You just admitted that there is. So now that there is a problem, now you can want to fix it. So it's like one of the biggest things that helped me was wanting to quit. You know what I mean? Okay, so now I really want to quit. Eventually it's going to happen. I'm gonna fail a whole bunch of times before it does, but I'm gonna eventually quit. This is gonna happen for me. I'm gonna freaking quit. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think the biggest part about quitting smoking weed was admitting that I was wrong, admitting that I'm making mistakes. So it's like when I screw up and I smoke weed again, don't recognize it as, hey, it's okay because I deserved it, or it's so and so's birthday. No, man, it's wrong and I shouldn't do it, and I should not want to do it again. Okay, I screwed up. Now let me fix this, and I don't want to do it ever again. Okay, da da da. Now I'm gonna say this, dude, and think about it like this: quitting anything is so easy. It really is. Think about it. All you have to do is not do it, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm telling you, don't walk past this line. Like, let's say I draw a red line on the ground. You can go anywhere in the whole wide world. Just don't step on that line. You know how easy it is to follow that instruction? Okay, I can do whatever I want. I just can't step on this line. It's just one thing that I gotta not do. So that's what it's like to quit. You know what I mean? It's very simple. It's just all you got. You can do anything in the whole wide world. Just don't do drugs. Just don't smoke weed. That's just it. You know what I mean? So it's really easy to quit smoking weed if you think about it. Like, I mean, it's simple. It's really simple. Quitting smoking weed is really simple. Now, let me tell you this, okay? Quitting smoking weed is hard. Now, that sounds like I'm contradicting myself. It is hard, but it's only hard for like the first 3 days. Everything after that is seriously downhill. It's freaking easy, 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 easy. I remember when I was 3 years and a half sober, someone said to me, someone that was still smoking, hadn't seen in a while, they were like, hey man, what's up, man? They knew something was different about me. They're like, what's up, bro? You been working out or something? Like, you look different. Like, you sound different. Like, what's up? You quit? You quit, huh? Like, yeah, dude, I don't do anything anymore. And they're like, dang, that must be, dang. And I was just like, I haven't smoked weed in 3.5 years. And they're like, 3.5 years? Dang, that must be hard, man. You must be trying hard every single day. I know, if I quit, I would be struggling. I would be fighting it. I'm just like, you know what? It's funny you mentioned that. It's not. I don't even think about it anymore. In the beginning, it was really hard, and I had to fight these urges to smoke weed. But seriously, get yourself through that first day. Okay, nothing is harder than your first day. The hardest day of the whole universe of quitting smoking weed is that first day. That first day without it, it's like you don't know life without smoking weed because you've been smoking weed for so long. You're just lost. Okay, do something. Do something different. Go out. Go out. Be by yourself. Do not be with friends, dude. I screwed up and this video is almost over. I only got 15 minutes. Look, man, I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna throw it all in there. I promise. Okay, I'm gonna be like on the point. I haven't been like taking notes or anything. I don't have any structure, so that's why it's all over the place. But I got all the advice you would need is gonna be packed in that next video. Seriously, and I'm not selling anything. But look, if you really want to quit smoking weed, or if you're interested in anything I've said, look, watch this next video. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I gotta make a note. Um, I'm writing and looking at the screen. I'm gonna tell you how to quit smoking weed, dude. Look, um, I got this advice, man. I got this really good advice, and I've gotten some people. I've wrote this advice on some kid's wall in his closet, and he came back to me saying, "Dude, you wrote." It was just like a couple of lines, and he was like, I read that. It really made me want to quit smoking weed. And he's like, I quit and I haven't smoked weed like all day. Da da da. I don't know where I don't know him well enough. It's like an acquaintance I used to smoke weed and drink with back in the day. And I don't really know what's up to him. But I mean, I gotten some people to quit smoking weed through the stuff that I say. And the thing about me is I give you specific advice. It's not like a book. If you read a book, be really, really, really broad and vague. But I'm gonna give you specifics, like really good tips, okay? Really good advice. All right, so watch this next video, part 4, and I'm gonna tell you. All right, see you there, and I hope you really quit. Bye.